One of the European Tour's standout players in 2016 has been Belgium's Thomas Pieters. His form over the summer, and especially his win at the Made in Denmark tournament, saw him earn a place on the European Ryder Cup team, picked by the captain Darren Clark. At Hazeltine, Pieters was a revelation, winning 4 out of his 5 matches and becoming Europe's best ever rookie performer. Renowned golf coach Pete Cowen has worked with Pieters since he was a teenager, and we sat down with Pete recently in Dubai to discuss the talented Belgian.
Very disciplined. At 13, he would do anything to get better. So, if you told him to go and stand in the corner of the room and throw a ball for an hour, he'd do it. So, he'd probably do 3 hours. So he's always had that sort of dedication, even as a young boy. So, Belgium are quite lucky at the moment. They've got a few good players. They've got Thomas Pieters, they've got Colsaerts, and they've got Thomas Pieters. So, they're in good shape. To say that they're not really a golfing nation, and to have 2 Ryder Cup players already, and Nicholas played in Medina, and obviously Thomas played this year. I think they've done really well, and that's down to the discipline of the kids, really.
Pete is one of the great coaches of his generation, not only because of his teaching techniques, but also the way he connects with players on a personal level. He's gained a good understanding of the 24-year-old Belgian and of his talent.
He's got sort of the pressure that Henrik has put on the ball, so I can see Thomas going as far as he wants to go, and I think he's got a little bit of an edge to him, bit of temper. I can understand that because I had the worst temper in the world. Nobody had a worse temper than me, so I think that's why I gel with players like Thomas and Henrik, is purely and simply because I can understand how they feel.
One of the stars of the Ryder Cup in 2016, Pieters clearly loved playing on one of the biggest stages in golf. He didn't appear to be overawed in any of his matches, and in his partnership with Rory McIlroy, Europe surely has a Ryder Cup pairing for many years to come.
When Darren was thinking about picking Thomas, I said, well, he won't let you down, that's for sure. And he didn't. And obviously he's found his partner for the next 6 or 7 Ryder Cups, Rory and Pieters. That'll be a good partnership. And he loved it, loved every minute of it. And, when you see somebody at the biggest stage like that and they don't get frightened, you've got a player that's, can handle the pressure. He loves the crowds, and, to play in front of 50,000 people every day, it's almost what you dream of as a youngster. Normal tournament there might be, 10, 15,000 there. At the Open, there's obviously the massive crowds, but the Ryder Cup's a different thing,
Cowen has spent many years teaching some of the best players in the world, but before he went into coaching, he was out playing on tour himself. The Englishman insists his own failures as a professional golfer have given him the key to being a successful coach.
I'm delighted, really, that I can pass on the information. So people say, what do you think, makes you a good coach? I said, well, I think understanding why you failed is the key. And I failed in respect. I won a tournament in Africa and I finished 54th in the Order of Merit one year, and that was okay, but it wasn't what I wanted. And so then, the second best thing, I was always interested in technique, so I went down that road. You get the second best thing, really, with players that achieve that. So I'm delighted, really, that I can pass on the information.